Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Storytale Staging Inside the Home Staging TV YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tori Toth. So today we have an amazing guest, and she's going to go through some of her transformations that she's done for home sellers that she works with in her area. Her name is Vanessa jairam-persaud from Inspire My Home Staging and Organization. She is a certified home stager. Here she is right here in the booming Toronto, Canada market. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me, Tori.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. So you told me that you absolutely love home staging, and after working in a corporate job for 10 plus years, you decided to take the plunge into home staging. So what did that look like? What was the decision behind that?
It wasn't an easy one. I can imagine it never is for anyone. Just the security of having that 9 to 5 job. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But there was always something inside saying there's more. This isn't it for you, Vanessa, that little voice inside that, you're always encouraged to listen to. And so it was just the right time, right feeling. What actually happened was I got married and my husband and I kind of we bought a house, kind of gutted it, redid everything. And he was sort of the executor. I was sort of the design planner. We just kind of came together and did it. And it turned out beautifully while I was still working full time. And then he was the one that kind of said, you're kind of good at this. Maybe you should look into home staging. He's also a realtor, so that helps. And so I went to Seneca College. I got my certification. Absolutely loved the courses. So it was organization, home staging basics, and color theory. Loved it, and never looked back. Yeah.
What were you doing in your past life? Were you able to bring any of that expertise in with you?
Yes, and that's what sort of sets Inspire My Home aside. I worked in corporate finance for over 10 years, and it helps with numbers and real estate. And speaking of realtors, because I understand their stats, their numbers, their return on investment. I get their goals. I get what the bottom line is, and that helps sell, I would say, to them and convince them with home staging and our statistics and understanding what they're getting and the benefits.
I mean, that's so important too, because if there's a left brain and then there's a right brain thinking, and the right brain is obviously very creative. Those people usually know how to set up their homes already. So it's us that we are these creative beings, and then trying to have that conversation with the left brain, who is just all mathematical, just wants the hard numbers and stuff. It can be it's a very difficult to sell, which is why a lot of stagers struggle.
Yes.
Do you have any tips for that? I didn't even know you did that.
Yes, I did. It definitely helps. And it definitely helps to know your stats and be confident when presenting them. It helps because I worked with numbers for many, many years, but knowing, tell the stats of like this, you'll sell this percentage higher, and, this many less days on the market, and really just relating to them and showing them the numbers. If you keep your house on the market for another month, these are the carrying costs versus, and just even simple math, drawing it out for the realtor or even the homeowner, you're keeping it on for another month, it'll cost you X thousands of dollars. Whereas if you stage, chances are highly likely it'll be gone in no time, in a few days, really.
Yeah, so especially now, right? Because you guys are in a hot market.
Yes.
What's the state of the Toronto market right now?
Yeah, needless to say, it is hot. It is a little bit harder to convince some realtors to stage just because they don't see the value in it. But it's that part explaining that you can make a higher profit margin if you were to stage. But you know what? It's still a growing service in the GTA, I would say. There's still a lot of potential for growth and home staging in the Toronto market. So it's just a matter of getting yourself out there, meeting with realtors, connecting. Now that things are a little more open, it's easier to have the face-to-face versus, a Zoom call or a phone call, just having a coffee and networking. It's definitely, I find it a little bit easier just the face-to-face. But yeah, there is plenty of potential, plenty of homes on the market for sale. But yes, they are going pretty fast too.
So let's look at some of your transformations here. And I gotta pull up, hold on one second here, because I want to show a before first. Okay, so this is the before, and these might not be in order.
That's all right. We'll sort them out.
We'll sort them out. But, yes, hold on one second. Okay. So this is a home, and I wonder if I can make this picture even bigger. So this is this the vacant bedroom, or?
Yeah, it's a bedroom. Yeah, of a condo.
Of a condo. Okay. And then I love that. I'm going to go back here. Esther. Okay. And then this is the after, which I love because the before was, there was nothing in it, right? And it looked like it had a dirty floor, and it looked nothing like this.
Yes. Yes, that is the after.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about, is this a queen size bed, and I guess it was a smaller bedroom to begin with, because it looks like you were only able to put one nightstand in versus two.
Yes, we definitely had some challenges with that, just the balancing aspect, but I felt like the view kind of like took care of that with the nightstand. Yep. It is a queen size bed. I really want to make the room look bigger because it is, like you said, a bit of a smaller room. But yeah, I left out a headboard. I just thought it would be a little too bulky. Added a piece of art instead and sort of created one with the pillows. Brightened it up with a little pop of yellow. And yeah, it turned out really, really nice, I think.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And I love the fact that you decided, maybe against the headboard, it's something unique and different. It also saves a little bit on cost.
Yes.
And then putting that artwork up there and not having it compete with the view, which looks amazing, was amazing. It was a great way to stage this room. And I love that you even brought in the fig tree there. So it's like bringing in the green from the outside and actually bringing in nature.
Yes.
So I love the way that looks. Okay. And then, so that was the before of that one. And again, if we go back to the after, totally, totally different. Now, here's another before, same property.
Yes.
Right. And this is what is this?
This is the living dining area.
Okay.
It could really just be a living room area as well.
Got it. I love that. They just kept the Eiffel Tower up on the wall.
Yeah.
So this is that same room.
After.
And I actually love that you were able to break it up and show different functions of that space.
Yeah, I really wanted to sort of showcase the potential of the entire room. It's a pretty big room, but you could make it a huge living room. But I want to show that, if you were two people and you wanted to, because I really try to understand the market that you're selling to. If you're a couple and it's a bedroom and a den. So if you're a couple, you have your bedroom, you have a little I made the den a little bit of an office area. But you could fit a good sized dining table, 2 chairs where you can sit. In the kitchen area, you could add 2 stools. But I try to create 2 separate rooms so you have multi-functions, which I thought was a good selling feature.
Yeah, I love the multi-functions. And so here's the room the opposite way.
Yes.
Which brings in, it makes it look so much different. So do you own your own inventory or do you rent it? What's kind of your business model?
Both. Any larger furniture I rent. So sofas, depend some, I have some coffee tables and console tables. But in terms of accessories and art, it's all owned.
Nice. And I love that you keep it kind of neutral because then it will go with any, really any palette if you do decide to put something, a pop of color in there, right?
Yeah. We try to keep it, as neutral as possible.
Well, that's also, I feel like that is also the Toronto style. Am I right?
I would say so. For the most part, yeah. It kind of keeps it clean, clean lines, simple, kind of a luxury feel to it.
Yeah, even like with the chrome and stuff like that, and the white on white. We definitely see Toronto there. Okay, so that was that. And then this is the den.
Yes.
I love it. It's so cute. And it's showcasing the potential of working out of this space.
Exactly. This area I sort of contemplated quite a bit with. You could fit a twin bed in the space. You could also do a sort of a chaise with a throw or like a day bed. But again, thinking about the market, everyone's working from home. A lot of people are still working from home in Toronto. Almost every home I see staged has an office, a bedroom turned into an office. So I said, we'll go with an office, with the number of people still working from home and may continue to work from home, even permanently. I thought it was something almost essential nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with you. You hit it right on the head. Like people need a place to work separately from their personal space when possible.
Yes.
Unless you're just constantly working like me, and it's like, okay, my office is center stage in this apartment. Oh my goodness! So how do you like staging vacant spaces, or do you also stage about occupied spaces?
Both. I prefer vacants, to be quite honest. I do both, and I love both. It's just I love working with a blank canvas and walking in and visualizing all the potential of a space, and thinking of all the possibilities, and then just going from there. But with occupieds, it poses its own challenges and fun, just finding the right pieces to really accent the space and make it pop, make it stand out. And that's its own. And then have homeowners say, "Hey, I never knew this could look so good. Hey, how did you style that? What did you do?" Like, I love it. And it's their own furniture. You just rearrange and it works.
I know. I love that response. And it's so funny how many people actually give you that response of like, I didn't know I could live like this. What?
Yeah.
Here's another vacant that you staged. Is this just a weird angle, or does it look like the kitchen is kind of higher than this space?
It's the weird angle.
Okay. I was like, whoa, okay.
It's all one floor, yeah. It's all one level.
Nice. So I love that it has the amazing windows and the slider and even the fireplace all on that one wall. So I love, what did you do with it? Wait, we're going to go back. Oh, you guys are getting a sneak peek.
Oh no, we ruined the surprise.
Check it out. I love that it's so simple, kind of what you did. And I love the mirror over top of the fireplace, and the fact that it's a different shape, right?
Yes.
Because it would have looked completely different if you went with like a rectangle mirror.
Yes. This one, again, kind of fitting into the city. This one's outside of the Greater Toronto area. It's actually in Collingwood, which is sort of a ski cottage town about an hour and a half north of Toronto. So I really had to challenge myself to think outside of the big city box. And so I try to give it a more cottagey feel, a little more cozy vibes, a little more farmhouse modern. And so this one was definitely a fun challenge. So a little less chrome is used, a little more wood, more throws, fur blankets, just to kind of fit in with the feel of the area.
Yeah. No, I want to live in a ski cottage town.
Yeah, me too. It's booming. It's actually booming up there too.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's become very, very popular.
So I love that you, you have the whole seating area over there. Why did you decide to do like the couch up against the wall versus looking at the fireplace? Because I know a lot of people always have problems with how they should be positioning their furniture.
Yes, definitely something we debated. I found it opened up the space a little bit more. And I know I love to just have an open sort of flow, open concepts. While I think it could have worked the other way as well, but that way I like the openness right to the window, right to the fireplace, a clear, straight view.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. And then is this okay? And then this is from that area too.
Yeah.
And it's actually what you did was great because it looks like the builder or whoever did this floor kind of they should have expanded it, right? Or just made the entire kitchen whatever the gray should be. So I think the furniture that you put in there kind of deflected buyers from actually seeing that.
Yeah. It would have probably helped if it was all just the hardwood or laminate on the floor. Kept it consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Huh. Okay, and then so this is the bedroom of this area.
Yes.
I love it. Simple, kind of straightforward. This is where you can, there is enough room for a bed.
Just kept it simple, clean, cozy.
I love it. Oh, and that was the before, and this is another after. What's your favorite part? Like, what's your favorite vignettes to stage?
Good question. That's a really good question.
Do you like kitchen vignettes more, or bedroom, or the living room?
Yeah, I find a kitchen. I can just see it as soon as I see a kitchen. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I think that's probably my favorite vignettes to do. Would be definitely be a kitchen.
I love that. Hold on, I'm going to stop the screen here. So, how many jobs are you doing? And you said you were working with. Are you working with your husband since he's in real estate?
I do help
get some leads.
He's definitely helped me, given me a boost and some good experience under my belt. And it's fun. It's fun working with him, and together. I do a lot of his consultations. Which is probably one of my favorite parts of being a home stager, the consultation part. To be honest, that's really where I want to focus my business when I started, but then it sort of snowballed really quickly into actual stages, like the upsell. I didn't even try to upsell, but it was asked, and I'm like, okay, and it kind of went from there. So, so I do a lot of his consultations. I've staged a few homes of his as well. But it's a fun team to work together.
Yeah, I mean, it can really just snowball out of control if you don't have a boundary and know like what your goal is and what it is you want to do. Like you can get sucked into doing all different types of things, right? Like, oh, now I'm cleaning a home and I'm organizing a home and I'm decorating and I'm staging and I have to buy furniture. So it can be a lot when you're starting out.
Yes.
But yeah, I love the idea of what you were saying. If you want to start out slow, then start out with consults because there's not a lot of overhead there.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another before.
Yes.
And I love this ceiling. The ceiling is so unique.
It's gorgeous. I'm pretty sure this house is about 50 years old. I'm pretty sure that was handcrafted craft, like hand done. Yeah.
Wow.
Many years ago. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Wow. So you decided to bring stuff into what's the story behind this house?
This one started as a consult for one of my realtor partners. He said they may need some staging, but I said, let me take a look. And in the end, they didn't want the entire house staged, really just this area. I did recommend staging just this room if they chose to. Just because the sectional I found really bulky. There's some personalized art on the wall, as you can see. The curtains are probably one of my biggest peeves. Like the valance curtains,
Wow.
as you can see. Yeah, there's so many homes in the GTA that have these.
Wow.
But
well, because it's such a traditional look.
Yeah. I find it really darkens the room, especially because there's no light in this room. And it's, of course, having that sensitive conversation of how to have the client remove it is always fun. But and I even had a client say, "Oh, these aren't in style anymore. Like they're not a thing." I'm like, it's a little different now. Yeah. But they completely were on board. They were absolutely amazing, and they were very, very cooperative. And this was like a 2 business day turnaround, very fast, very unexpected, but they really wanted to get on the market ASAP. So I think I consulted on Thursday. By Monday, we staged. So it was crazy, but it turned out pretty okay in the end.
Wow. And I'll show you guys the after in just a second, but I see some of you popping in here, and we want to thank you for joining us live. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, go ahead and use the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. And okay, so this is the after.
Yeah. Ta-da.
And is there, yeah, let's start this way, because this looks completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't even look like these windows were that big because of all the plants and the curtains.
Yeah. And the light that shone through after was amazing. Just beautiful.
Yeah. Gorgeous. And then
they were thrilled. They couldn't believe their living room ever could look like this. They just had that sectional for 20 years, probably at least 10 years. And they were thrilled. They were just so happy that it looked much, much bigger and just a completely different, fresh redesign.
Yeah. Yeah. And someone's saying, "Oh, beautiful job."
Thank you.
Donnie 7678. Yes. It makes such a huge difference. And I love the fact that you brought in like a big rug versus that little small one that basically just was a rug under a coffee table.
Yeah.
And then your colors again, just so neutral. But gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think too, what you were saying, like whatever light was in the before was getting sucked into that brown, sectional sofa. We can't tell you enough how much don't buy a dark, bulky piece of furniture, because it's just going to suck the energy out of the room.
Yeah.
I think if that's one tip we can share as stagers, right?
Yes. Avoid it.
Avoid it for sure. We know, like the men, like the big, bulky, comfy,
cozy
couches. Yeah, but fight for it, ladies. Fight for it. So here's the view the other way, which is it still looks like it has a ton of space in there too, even beyond what you set up.
Yeah. On the left is still the TV. The left of it, they want to keep their TV.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved it so that it created. There's a lot more, a few feet more, I would say, and then the TV.
Okay. And did you keep their? I mean, I guess that's the stand right there.
Yes, they moved it to the other wall, so the left side of the room, which also opened up the space really, really a lot too.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is a kitchen. Was this kitchen in this room?
No, this was another home. I've dabbled in redesign. I'm not a designer, but I would love to be certified and go to school, back to school for that one day. But I was asked to help redesign a kitchen, and I couldn't say no.
So this was the before, and well, before we move to the kitchen, so Donnie's asking, did you rent furniture or do you carry your inventory? We kind of talked about that before, but do you want to answer it again, Vanessa?
Of course, Donnie. Hi, thank you for asking. So my larger furniture I rent. So things like big sofas, sectionals, some coffee tables and console tables, some rugs, some larger artwork, but a lot of all the accessories and some of the smaller furniture is owned by me.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess you can. I mean, I do know stagers that do carry their own inventory in the Toronto area, but there's got to be a big overhead like there was in New York City to even just have a piece of land in a warehouse then. And then, of course, keep that full and having all of the people, you know, in there helping you.
Exactly. It comes with its own cost, and I hope to get there one day, but I figure just to get the ball rolling and just start. I thought this is probably the best business model for me right now.
Yeah. Well, again, too, like when you were starting out as a stager, you have to grow as the business is kind of growing. You can't just be like, I'm starting out as a stager and then I'm having a 20,000 square foot warehouse with 10 employees and all of this other stuff. Donnie said we have Court in her local area. I've used Court a lot of times with staging. Also Churchill, that was in the New York City area. And Court has some pretty nice stuff.
Oh, I haven't heard of Court actually. I'll definitely.
No, I'm not sure if it's in Canada. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. And we did miss this comment too. Very soothing color palette. I would agree in that living room. It definitely a lot better than that dark brown. Okay, so back to this kitchen. I can see where it's kind of outdated. Like this cabinet color for sure is just not even nowhere near it. So I definitely want to see what you ended up doing with it. And so this is the kitchen from the other side.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah. Huge difference.
Yes, I love this. Well, so what did you do? Wait, hold on. Go back here. Okay, so you really just did everything.
The floor we matched with the current floor.
What is this over here? Or is this just something that, because it almost looked like a backsplash, but then I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, it was the backsplash, but it was the backsplash. This one is sort of midway, so that's how it started.
Okay.
And the picture's kind of like how it was going, and then this is how it finished.
Nice. So talk about what you did. How much does something like this cost to redo? Because I know a lot of people, this is the heart of the home. This is this is a room that they're using daily, and it gets beaten up a lot. And a lot of times people don't think about, or they do think about remodeling it, but maybe just don't have the budget or know what they can do fairly cheaply.
Exactly. So I consulted on the colors and the backsplash and the countertops. It really depends on what you'd want. Typically something like this, I charge starting at about $1,000 just for my time and advice, tips, and just collaborating together. But I'm not sure how much the homeowners paid because they had their own contractors come in and paint. But yeah, they loved it. It was absolutely beautiful when it was done.
So they basically paid you for the design, but then you didn't project manage it?
No, they just wanted some ideas on colors and what looks good together, and lighting.
Yeah. And is the countertop, is that like laminate over top of the counters, or quartz or marble?
It's laminate. Just wanted to be a little more budget friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has a coat of clear on top to kind of make it look a little more like marble or quartz.
Yeah. Yep. I love that idea too. That's such a way to save money. If you have counters that are in fairly good condition, you can just get them wrapped in laminate to really change the look of your space.
Yeah.
And even just painting white cabinets.
Yeah.
It's so different. I love it. And you even changed the flooring too, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, we matched it with the original. Oh, it was carpet before, so they had hardwood, right, and then the tile, and we just matched the hardwood right all the way through.
Wow.
Which is what you suggested with the other Collingwood property, is just getting rid of all the tile and keeping it all consistent.
Yeah. And then what is this? The backsplash, is it just laminate too?
It is stainless steel.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just little, I think, hexagons, but they come in sheets, and they were just sort of stuck on and cut to fit.
So probably I would say the most money they spent in here was for the appliances, because they had white appliances before this.
Yes.
So which is a good place to kind of splurge a little bit, because those will be around for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, if you're looking for different appliances, or appliances cheaper, they have warehouse sales, and even ones that might be just have like a little dent in it, but it's already, they mark it down so much. So if you are budgeted on that, then you can look for sales like that too, to kind of save with those.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the couple that own the home, they're just, it's funny because they're just like, there's so many whites. Like Vanessa will go to the store and we don't know which white is a good white. And it's just so funny. And it's true. If you're not comfortable, every white, just, you don't know how it's going to turn out, what shade, what undertone. And that's why you hire a designer or a home stager.
Yes. I love it for sure. And Donnie is saying, great job. Keeping the floors consistent makes the space feel so much bigger. I would definitely agree with that. It's when you're putting, a new material on the floor, it literally just breaks up the entire space. And for us as home stagers, when we're dealing with open layouts, right, we have to be dealing with one cohesive space. I love it. So Vanessa, anyone that is kind of on the fence about becoming a home stager, or they're just like, I'm not in love with my career anymore. This might be something that I'm interested in. What do you suggest they do first in order to be successful?
It's going to sound a little airy-fairy, but you really have to take a deep, hard look at your inside yourself, look at your surroundings, ask friends and family, what are you really good at? I read a lot of books about finding your passion and living your best life type of books. It didn't come to me easily. It probably took a few years. And that little voice inside just saying, what are you good at? What do you want to do? And lucky for me, it fell into place. It was the right time. But it takes a lot of courage. It's not easy. You have to be financially ready. You have to be mentally ready, emotionally ready. And you have to have a very supportive family and friends and life partner to take that plunge. And there's no time like now. You don't want to, I never want to look back in like 50 years and say, oh, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had done that. So just really thinking about it, making sure it's the right time, making sure it's for you. I'd recommend taking the course first, because if you're not interested in a home staging course, you're probably not going to like home staging or design. So that'd be a good start. It's not a super costly investment, and it's knowledge that you'll have forever. So even if you don't start a home staging company, at least you have that knowledge to share with your friends and family and yourself if you ever sell your home. So it's never a wasted investment. It's knowledge. Knowledge is always good. So that's what I probably recommend. Just starting with a course, even YouTube videos. See if you're really interested. There's a lot of fun shows on HGTV, even on Netflix. And if you're truly passionate about those and you love everything home design, home staging, colors, might be for you.
Yeah, I think definitely like finding out more about training, reaching out to people in the industry too, and getting information. There's a lot of free Facebook groups too for home stagers or who want to become home stagers. And it could be it's a very daunting task to, you say you want to be a home stager, right? For transforming rooms, but there is so much that goes on behind the scenes, and you have to be a business manager, and you have to do paperwork, and you have to know numbers, and so I think a lot of times as a new home stager, people get overwhelmed with all that, and they feel like maybe they're not cut out to be a business owner.
Yeah.
Which I think then at that point, there are so many staging companies out there that need help as well. So going in and really showcasing your style and your expertise and building a company with someone is also another great idea if you feel like maybe being a business owner isn't for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, that was my amazing teacher, Sarah. She was a teacher when I took my courses. She actually recommended that, because I said, what do you recommend next? She's a great mentor, a wonderful stager, just outside of Toronto as well. And she said, why don't try to getting a job with a company, like just to get your feet in the door. And I considered it, but it was the middle of the pandemic and I didn't really feel comfortable, starting. So I took the plunge and sort of went, started on my own. Lucky for me, it's been going well, but it's not easy. Like you said, Tori, it's long hours. It's not all about like placing this vase here. It's lifting heavy things sometimes, and you're on your feet for hours and hours sometimes, but it's not always the most glamorous job. But as long as you love it, it doesn't feel like work.
I think that's the most important key for me to be doing videos like this and to have shows like this, because people think it's so easy. They don't necessarily get the value of the cost behind all of it. And there's a lot of things that happen before staging day, before getting the furniture in there, that needs to be taking place. So any words of wisdom for somebody thinking about getting into this business?
Hang in there. It will pay off. It will pay off as long as you keep consistent. You have to be self-motivated. You have to love what you do. Wake up every day excited to destage or stage or do inventory or accounting, all the not so fun stuff. But just be consistent and keep yourself motivated, and make sure it's something that you are passionate about. That's really important.
Anything coming up on the horizon for your company?
I think we need to sort of, I think hiring is next. I have two wonderful team members, but we could always use some more hands. So I do think we probably need to get a couple more on board, and connection, networking with some cleaners and some contractors. I find a lot of my clients are looking, do you have someone you can recommend for flooring or a good cleaner? And that's a part of my business that I really need to expand upon, making those relationships.
Yeah. Do you because your company's name is Inspire My Home Staging and Organization. Do you do organization?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a certified organizer as well. With the pandemic, I've sort of tried to stay away from that a little bit more, just because you're really in someone's home for long amounts of time and their personal belongings. So I've sort of taken a step away from that for now. But I love organizing, and I would love to get back into it as soon as it's safe to do so.
Yeah. No, that's a great skill to have, and it's definitely a major step when it comes to home staging.
Yes.
Vanessa, where can people find you if they want to know more about you?
Yeah, so you can feel free to email me, welcome@inspiremyhome.ca. My phone number 416-731-1265. And I welcome anyone, give me a call or an email. My website's www.inspiremyhome.ca. Love to chat about anything, and look forward to connecting.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I loved all the transformations that you showed us, and I hope you inspire someone else coming into the industry, because I think it's really important that we all motivate each other to be our best selves and do what we need to lift up the industry and really make it stand out and make it showcase the value that we provide here. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And guys, yes, and thank you guys for joining us too live. Donnie, for all of your great comments there. Anyone else checking out the replay, make sure you put in hashtag replay in the comments below. And if you have questions for myself or Vanessa, please put those in the comments too, and we'll get back to you. I hope you all have an amazing day. Vanessa, stay right there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.